Art is about allowing your heart to see and feel the things around you. Ask yourself, are you passionate about trees, flowers, colors, textures? What is art to you? Art at its simplest is a form of communication. People that are differently abled struggle having their voices heard. For some, art is a way to speak out and feel understood. It's not about what the art is, but what it can do.
My name is Sybil Rampant, and Joshua Creek is my dream, my vision, and it's my hope that these 12 acres will become an oasis for future generations.
And I was born on the farm next door, and my father bought this farm for my brother who'd just come back from the war. But he left for the West, and I bought it and raised with my husband 5 sons here. But one day they were all gone and nothing was happening. So I thought I either have to fix everything or give up. So I decided to make a Heritage Arts Centre to preserve the heritage of the pioneers.
My name is Bill Hewitt, and I'm the Facility Coordinator at Joshua Creek Heritage Arts Centre. Our vision, to be an oasis where people can gather, communicate, learn, and to grow. To be a community, building a space and place dedicated to the sharing and exploration of arts for yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Art means beautiful. I like working from nature. I like being inspired by nature. I like working into abstract, but it's an extract of nature. I think art just technically is boring, but art that comes from the heart, no matter who does it, is very, very important.
Art encourages self-expression, self-discovery, and emotional growth. For these reasons, it has been used in the treatment of mental illnesses for almost 100 years. Art therapy often involves both the creation of art and the discovery of its meaning. Individuals are encouraged to visualize and then create the thoughts and emotions that they struggle expressing. For other people with mental illnesses and disabilities, the creative process of art making becomes a therapy. Choi Go is a graduate student in the communication program at St. Joan of Arc Catholic Secondary School. He is a gifted and prolific artist. When he is sketching or painting, he feels like he is in a solitary place where he can express his ideas.
What is art to you?
To me, it's like a coping mechanism. It kind of helps me a lot when I get stressed. Sometimes I usually get happy with it in the end.
Some practitioners consider art expression as a way to understand the inner worlds of people.
What do the dragons mean to you?
It kind of represents conflict, destruction, and rebirth. That's how the metaphor goes on my work.
Artists have the ability to express the way they see life by conveying it through their artwork. Donna is an artist from the Creative Village Studio. She has developed a unique style to call her own. Her works are animated and always smiling at the viewer, which makes you stop in your tracks and smile back. Another artist from Creative Village is Queen Nago. He draws his family and culture for his imagery to create distinctive pieces that are broken down into their most basic form. Sadly, these artists are not often seen as full citizens of society. They are sometimes discriminated and treated differently. However, there are organizations and people dedicated to support their inclusion and development. Community living encourages and supports full community participation while providing quality services.
My youngest son is Down syndrome, and for many years I felt that I was totally responsible for him. And when he was 21, he didn't go to school anymore. And what do you do? So I asked Community Living if he could possibly find a spot, and there was just 3 weeks where he could stay in an apartment, one of the apartments. And he loved it so much he's never left it his whole life.
By not wanting to leave a place, one can truly understand the effect that place or activity is having. Projects intended to help cope with aspects of everyday life can achieve a marvelous sense of freedom.
This project emerged out of something called Art from the Heart.
Art from the Heart was a 2-month-long exhibition made up of various pieces featuring differently abled artists.
To see each of his artists taking pictures of them with their work was the most gratifying, heartwarming experience of my life.
My name is Mary Rishka, and I am one of the volunteer instructors for the differently abled Oakville Community Living. And I help teach them art and to apply it to their everyday life. Sybil asked me if I'd be interested in coming in and helping with the Oakville Community Living students. And so I said I would, and I'd love it. When they'd arrive, they'd all come in. They all had their own individual spots that they would sit in. We would start with a lesson plan that Sybil always makes. And we would explain what the lesson plan was for that day. And then we would have them each start, and I would usually float around the room.
They came with so much joy. It was the highlight of their whole week to come here. They only came for 2 hours, but in the 2 hours they worked very fast. But once they got organized and interested, they were more or less independent.
During the classes, each of the students reflected on their own personalities and feelings through their work. Each artist visually processes a single common object in order to transform it into different impressionistic ways. This project enhanced the expressing of their thoughts and life in their own terms and voices. Art making not only nurtures the way in which we see the world, but rather how we see ourselves.
I think it's incredible I had the opportunity to work the community living Oakville program here a couple days, and I noticed them becoming just more confident in themselves. There's more interaction between them. There's a sense of camaraderie that I noticed. They really bonded over the art.
I just think it's an amazing and a very important thing for people who are differently able to have the opportunity to do some art, because it's happiness for them, and they're isolated enough from the general world, and in this way they can reach out and be appreciated for the very special people that they are. They're not half people, they're whole people. They just have a different lot of abilities. Yeah.
Mystery to me. We have agreed with which we have agreed.
They're human beings just like us, and I think that sometimes we get caught up on how they're different, but when we can look at their artwork and we see what they create, I feel like it helps us remember how similar we are.
You're a crazy breed. I hope you're not lonely without me.
My name is Moira Story, and I'm a teacher at St. Joan of Arc Catholic Secondary School in the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board. And Tichoy was a member of the communication program that I taught in. Because it's such a warm and inviting atmosphere, Joshua Creek, he really became part of the community.
What is special about Joshua Creek? So much. Pretty much anyone who comes here has this feeling of being at home and feeling welcomed here. So that's something that's really special, and I really treasure that feeling when I come here.
Society, crazy indeed.
Art is an inner vision. It's translating something through your eyes into your inner vision, and then somehow finding a medium where you can share it with people.
To be a healthy person, you have to be able to express yourself. You can express yourself through any way you want. At Joshua Creek, art tends to be a reliable answer. This group is dedicated to involve and encourage mentally disabled people in artistic activities.
There's those thinking more, less is more.
It is proven that if they come together as a group, not only do they have a great time, but they feel welcome and comfortable.
Means for every point you make.
Art is hard work. When it comes from the heart, it is a victory, a true expression of the self. This requires honesty, courage, and trust. Art opens the door to self-awareness. Artists never stop learning. Artists never grow old.
From above, when I climbed down to be set free, she took me in again. There's a big hot sun beating on the big people in the big hard world. When she comes to greet me, she is mercy at my feet. Yeah, when I see her pin her charm, she just throws it back at me. Once I dug an early grave to find a better land. She just smiled and laughed at me and took her blues back again.